Good evening to everybody, or good morning, depending on when you are reading this, taping this on Wednesday evening, so you may be catching this a little bit later on if you're up late for the late show, or also catching again an early rendition of what's going on in the morning program with Chip Chapman coming up at 5 a.m. This is Weather Overtime. This is our extended video weather conversation blog that we'll be posting throughout the rest of the year and into next year if everything goes well. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions at some point in time. Once we get all the flaps and slots taken care of electronically, we will hopefully be doing this on a live basis so that you can ask questions in real time while we do these a little bit longer period of time, about 5 to 10 minutes or so, as we go throughout the rest of the forecast period for the next couple of days. Change is going to be taking place with some temperatures, but not seeing a major problem until we get into around Thanksgiving. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. Rest of the next few days for a quick glimpse of the forecast before we get into the 7-day a little later on. Temperatures will be rather on the chilly side, with numbers going back into the high 40s to the lower 50s. We're going to keep getting reinforcing shots of cooler air in the next several days, so that's going to keep our temperatures flat and well below normal, as opposed to all that above normal stuff, nearly record-setting highs over the last few days. Almanac page again showing well below normal. 62 is where we should have been for today, but our high temperature for today back in the lower 50s, and that's a good category below normal or so out there. We managed to pick up an inch of rainfall yesterday, bringing us up to 2.68 for the month, and also over about almost 2 inches ahead for the year. So we're doing a lot better than where we were, but we are still very dry, so we could definitely use a little bit more rainfall out there. So again, looking for the potential of that coming up a little bit later on. Thanking a Pat Wisdom for sunset shot from Ray Springs on the Foothills Parkway. That's our Weather Window West Shore home picture of the day for Wednesday. If you've got pictures, send them to pictures@wdef.com. We'd love to see what you've got available out there and feature them on our Weather Window picture of the day. Looking back to the north of us, we do have a little bit in the way of flurries taking place. Doubtful we're going to be seeing too much. Some of that activity might make its way into the northern parts of the News 12 viewing area in southeast Tennessee, but not looking at too much of any problems there. The big picture is showing both a storm system, which is going to be giving a lot of snow to the Great Lakes in southeastern Canada. This one could be dropping feet of snow around Buffalo, New York, and back up to the north and east of Chicago. Not for us. We are seeing again these light flurries taking place, but that's really all we've got at this time. Our next storm system is going to be bringing, once again, a nice shot of cold Canadian air, and that's going to be heading our direction as we get into the next few days. So expecting temperatures to remain below normal. Thank you, Canada, for all that. In the next 48 hours, running the numbers, bus stop temperatures Thursday morning in the upper 20s. Scrape the entire windshield clean. That whole periscope driving thing, just scraping a little bit off, is dangerous and not a good idea for anybody, so please let's be careful out there. High temperatures tomorrow will not be all that high, back in the lower to mid 40s at best. And then as we get into around Friday morning, that's where we see the potential of some fairly chilly numbers once again, and highs Friday only going back into the mid to upper 40s. Next few days will show even numbers on temperatures, not exactly a little bit warmer and not exactly cooler taking place, so hopefully getting closer to normal as we get into the end portion of next week. But that brings its own problems with it, as we see the possibility of another storm system developing. Yesterday, the front was expected to develop in the Gulf of Mexico. This time the computer models are bringing it in out of the Midwest and the Great Plains states. Now the good news on this is that we are going to be south of this front as it goes well back on up to our north and to our east. That's good news in the sense that we will be in the very much warmer air from the Gulf of Mexico. The bad news at this point in time is that over the next several days, we will be looking for the potential of more moisture to be drawn up this direction. And again, by the time we hit Thursday evening, that's Thanksgiving evening, Thanksgiving night, most of the rainfall should be done with us. But that means Wednesday into Thursday, we could be looking at a lot of rainfall coming up through here. Possibility of some colder air wrapping around the backside of that system. Doesn't look like too much in the way of frozen precipitation for now. Again, we'll be well north of anything, well south of anything that will bring cold air in, but as this system leaves the area, we might begin to see the potential for some showers and thunderstorms possibly leaving the area, and maybe a brief glimpse of some areas of snow but that's highly unlikely at this point in time. Into the tropics, the National Hurricane Center not showing anything developing in the next 2 to 5 days, and we've got about 2 weeks left on the chart for the end of hurricane season. Now, looking through the rest of this next weekend and into next week, plenty of sunshine until we hit about Tuesday. Then more clouds start to make their way into the area, and then after that, that's where we start to see right about Wednesday the potential of more showers coming our direction. Doesn't look like the potential for anything involving strong weather, severe weather for right now, but again, keep in mind that this thing is several days away, so we'll be watching this with a lot of interest. So definitely the best idea will be to keep it tuned to News 12 for more on that. Get your forecast on the go by getting our app. All you have to do is download it from the App Store or available on Google Play as well. We're also able to help you program your weather radio so you can stay safer. Go to WDEF.com, our website /weather, for more information about how to program your weather radio and stay safe. More information on all this stuff available on my social media web pages: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, Reddit. I'm all over the place out there, so you'll find me out there at some point in time. Rest of the evening tonight, again, temperatures will be a bit on the brisk side and not getting too much on the warmer side tomorrow, but we'll be getting back into those more normal temperatures as we get toward the middle to end part of next week toward Thanksgiving. Again, more rainfall possible out there as well. Questions, concerns, comments, recipes to pass along, anything like that, we're not picky. You can email them to me at austin.onek@wdef.com. We'll be glad to hear from you and see what you might like to see on here. In the next few weeks, we'll have more weather where the troops are and more details to follow on a bunch of other weather things. We'll be featuring just all kinds of neat stuff out there, and we'll bring it to you here from News 12. Direct from downtown Chattanooga, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek. Stay tuned for much more with News 12 at WDEF.com/weather.